Bringing a newborn into the world is exciting, but it also comes with a lot of responsibility. Newborns are delicate, and even small mistakes can have big consequences. Unfortunately, many parents, especially first-timers, make dangerous errors without even realizing it. In this video, we're breaking down 21 things you should never do to your newborn. Some of these might surprise you, but knowing them can help keep your baby safe, healthy, and happy. Let's get started. Never under any circumstance shake your baby out of frustration, anger, or even play. A baby's brain is extremely fragile and their neck muscles are not strong enough to support sudden movements. Shaking a baby can cause severe brain damage, leading to blindness, learning disabilities, seizures, paralysis, or even death. This condition, known as shaken baby syndrome, happens when the brain moves back and forth inside the skull, causing bleeding and swelling. If you feel overwhelmed by your baby's constant crying, put them in a safe place, step away, take deep breaths, and ask for help if needed. No matter how tired or frustrated you are, shaking a baby is never the answer. Ignoring safe sleep guidelines. Your baby should always sleep on their back in a crib or bassinet with a firm mattress and fitted sheet. Loose blankets, pillows, stuffed animals, and bumpers can block their airway, increasing the risk of sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS. Co-sleeping can also be dangerous if the baby accidentally rolls under a pillow or blanket or gets trapped between a mattress and the wall. The safest way to ensure restful and risk-free sleep is to keep their crib empty, the room at a comfortable temperature, and always place them on their back. If you're worried about your baby being cold, use a sleep sack instead of blankets. Sleep safety is one of the most critical things to get right during the first year. Leaving the baby unattended on high surfaces. Even newborns who seem completely still can make sudden jerky movements that put them at risk of falling. Leaving a baby on a bed, couch, or changing table without supervision can lead to serious injuries, including head trauma. Babies may not roll over for the first few months, but it can happen suddenly without warning. Always keep one hand on your baby when they are on an elevated surface, and if you need to step away for any reason, even for just a second, place them in a safe space like a crib or a playpen. Many accidents happen in a split second, so it's best never to take that risk. Not using a car seat correctly. A car seat is one of the most important safety devices for your child, but it must be used correctly. The strap should be snug, the chest clip should be at armpit level, and the seat must be installed securely in the back seat, rear-facing. Never place a car seat in the front seat or use an expired secondhand seat without knowing its full history. A loose harness or an incorrectly installed seat can make even a minor accident fatal. Car crashes are one of the leading causes of death for children under 4, and proper car seat use reduces the risk significantly. Always double-check the fit before every drive. Feeding unsafe foods too early. Introducing solid foods too early can cause digestive issues, allergies, or even choking. Babies under 1 year should never be given honey, as it can contain harmful bacteria that cause infant botulism, a life-threatening illness. Whole nuts, popcorn, grapes, and hard candies are choking hazards that can block a baby's airway. Cow's milk should not replace formula or breast milk before 1 year, as it lacks essential nutrients and is difficult for babies to digest. Always introduce new foods gradually, starting with soft, age-appropriate options, and closely monitor for any allergic reactions. Quick pause. Need a safe and tested product for your child so you don't have to test it yourself? Well, congratulations! I've handpicked the best on Amazon. Check the link in the description. Ignoring signs of illness. Babies can't tell you when they feel sick, so you need to watch for warning signs. A fever over 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit, 38 degrees Celsius, in a baby under 3 months is a medical emergency and should never be ignored. Other red flags include difficulty breathing, excessive sleepiness, refusing to eat, or a sudden change in behavior. Dehydration is also a major concern. If your baby hasn't had a wet diaper in over 6 hours, seek medical attention immediately. Always trust your instincts. If something feels off, contact a pediatrician rather than waiting for symptoms to get worse. Exposing baby to secondhand smoke or alcohol vapors. Secondhand and third-hand smoke contain harmful toxins that can severely damage a baby's lungs and increase the risk of SIDS, asthma, and respiratory infections. Even if no one smokes inside, smoke lingers on clothing, furniture, and skin, exposing your baby to chemicals. Similarly, strong alcohol vapors, such as those from hand sanitizers or heavy drinking near the baby, can be harmful to their developing respiratory system. To ensure their safety, make sure your baby is in a completely smoke-free and vapor-free environment at all times. babies cannot regulate their body temperature like adults, making them more susceptible to overheating. Overdressing your baby, using thick blankets, or setting the room temperature too high increases the risk of SIDS. Signs of overheating include sweating, flushed cheeks, rapid breathing, and heat rashes. A good rule of thumb is to dress your baby in one layer more than you would wear in the same environment. Keeping the room temperature between 68 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 to 22 degrees Celsius, helps maintain a comfortable and safe sleeping space. Skipping or delaying vaccinations. Vaccines protect babies from serious, life-threatening diseases such as measles, polio, and whooping cough. Some parents fear vaccines due to misinformation, but extensive research shows they are safe and essential for public health. Babies have weak immune systems, and delaying or skipping vaccinations increases their risk of severe infections. If you have concerns, discuss them with a pediatrician rather than relying on online sources that may spread false information. Drowning can happen in seconds, and babies can drown in as little as an inch of water. Even if a baby seems stable, they can slip under the water unexpectedly. Never leave them alone in the bathtub, even for a moment. If you need to answer the phone or get a towel, always take the baby with you or ask someone else for help. Bath seats and rings do not prevent drowning and can create a false sense of security. Always keep your baby within arm's reach when they are in or near water. Babies and toddlers do not have the cognitive ability to understand punishment the way older children do. Yelling, spanking, or using harsh discipline techniques can cause fear, anxiety, and emotional damage rather than teaching them right from wrong. During the early years, babies and toddlers learn by watching and experiencing, not by being punished. If your child is misbehaving, redirect them to something positive, or use a firm but gentle tone to set boundaries. Instead of reacting with frustration, remember that patience and consistency are key to raising a well-adjusted child. Neglecting tummy time. Tummy time is essential for a baby's physical development. It helps strengthen their neck, shoulder, and core muscles, which are crucial for crawling, sitting, and overall motor skills. Without enough tummy time, a baby is at risk of developing flat spots on their head, positional plagiocephaly, and delayed muscle development. Start with short tummy time sessions, a few minutes at a time, and gradually increase as your baby gets stronger. Always supervise and make it a fun activity by engaging with toys and eye contact. Giving medication without doctor approval. Never give your baby any medication, whether it's over-the-counter, herbal, or prescription, without consulting a pediatrician. Certain medications, such as aspirin, can be extremely dangerous for babies and cause serious conditions like Reyes syndrome. Even common cold medicines can have ingredients that are not safe for infants. If your baby has a fever, discomfort, or symptoms of an illness, always check with a doctor before administering any medication. Allowing screen time too early. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends no screen time for babies under 18 months, except for video calls with family. Excessive exposure to screens can interfere with brain development, attention span, and sleep patterns. Babies learn best through real-world interactions, talking, playing, and exploring their surroundings. Instead of using a phone or tablet to entertain your child, engage in sensory play, storytelling, or outdoor activities to support their healthy development. Newborns have delicate skin and developing immune systems, making hygiene essential to their health. Always wash your hands before handling your baby, especially after using the bathroom, handling raw food, or being in public places. Bathing your baby too often, however, can dry out their skin, so a few times a week with gentle, fragrance-free products is ideal. Also, remember to regularly clean their toys, pacifiers, and bottles to prevent the spread of germs. Using unsafe baby products. Not all baby products on the market are safe. Some cribs, rockers, and swings have been recalled due to safety hazards, and certain baby powders or lotions may contain harmful chemicals. Always check for product recalls before purchasing baby gear and look for safety certifications. Avoid using products with small parts that could pose a choking risk, or blankets with loose fibers that could get caught around a baby's fingers or toes. When in doubt, consult safety guidelines from trusted sources like the American Academy of Pediatrics or the Consumer Product Safety Commission. Quick pause. If you're finding this useful, tap that subscribe button so when we upload our next video, YouTube will recommend it to you. Ignoring early developmental delays. Every child develops at their own pace, but certain delays can be early indicators of underlying issues that require professional attention. While some babies may take a little longer to reach milestones, consistently missing major developmental markers such as making eye contact, responding to sounds, babbling, rolling over, or grasping objects could be a sign of speech, motor, or cognitive challenges. It's easy to brush off concerns by assuming a child will catch up, But early intervention can make a significant difference in addressing developmental delays before they become more difficult to manage. Parents should trust their instincts when something doesn't feel right. If a baby seems unusually unresponsive to voices, struggles to engage with their surroundings, or falls behind in physical abilities like sitting up or crawling, it's always best to seek medical advice rather than waiting it out. Pediatricians can assess whether a delay is part of a normal range of development or if further evaluation is needed. The earlier an issue is identified, the better the chances of providing effective support and therapy to help a child thrive. Being proactive ensures that babies receive the care they need to develop to their fullest potential. Overstimulation and lack of downtime. While engaging with your baby is essential for their development, too much stimulation can overwhelm their senses and lead to fussiness, stress, and even difficulty sleeping. Babies have a developing nervous system that is still adjusting to the world around them, and excessive noise, bright flashing lights, crowded environments, or too much handling can quickly become overwhelming. Even well-meaning interactions such as passing a baby around to multiple people or engaging them with too many toys at once can lead to overstimulation. It's important to recognize the signs that your baby needs a break. If they start crying suddenly, turning their head away, arching their back, or rubbing their eyes, these are signs that they may be overstimulated and need some quiet time. Instead of constantly entertaining them, allow for moments of calm where they can rest, process their surroundings, and self-soothe. Creating a balanced environment with a mix of playtime, gentle interaction, and peaceful downtime will help your baby feel more secure and emotionally well-adjusted. A predictable routine with quiet moments ensures they don't become overwhelmed, making them more content and better able to engage with their world at a comfortable pace. Not securing heavy furniture. Once your baby starts crawling and pulling themselves up, unsecured furniture turns into a serious hidden danger that many parents overlook. Bookcases, TVs, dressers, and other heavy household items can easily tip over if a child grabs onto them for support or attempts to climb. A curious baby doesn't understand the risks and may unknowingly put themselves in harm's way. Tragically, furniture tip-overs have caused severe injuries and even fatalities, making it crucial to take precautions before your baby reaches the stage. To keep your child safe, anchor all heavy furniture to the wall, using sturdy brackets or straps. Secure your television properly, whether it's mounted on the wall or placed on a stand, and never leave heavy or breakable objects within a baby's reach. Consider installing safety locks on drawers to prevent little ones from using them as steps. Child-proofing your home before your baby becomes mobile is essential to prevent avoidable accidents. Taking these proactive steps creates a safer environment where your baby can explore and develop without unnecessary risks. A few simple safety measures can make all the difference in preventing a tragic accident and ensuring your child's well-being. Forcing independence too soon. Some parents believe that letting a baby cry it out will help them become more independent. But in reality, newborns need comfort, security, and consistent reassurance to develop a strong sense of trust in their caregivers. Crying is a baby's only way of communicating their needs, whether they are hungry, tired, cold, overstimulated, or simply in need of human connection. Ignoring their cries for long periods does not teach them independence. Rather, it can create unnecessary stress, anxiety, and even feelings of insecurity. Babies who are frequently left to cry without comfort may develop a heightened stress response, making them more clingy, anxious, and difficult to soothe in the long run. Instead of seeing crying as a behavior to fix, parents should recognize it as a natural part of a baby's development and a signal that they need attention. Responding to a baby's cries with warmth, care, and consistency helps build emotional security and teaches them that the world is a safe place. Over time, as babies grow and develop trust, they naturally become more independent. Providing a loving and responsive environment in these early months and years lays the foundation for healthy emotional development and strong, confident relationships in the future. Comparing your baby to others. Every child is unique and develops at their own pace, and it's important to remember that no two babies are exactly alike. Comparing your baby to others, whether it's their weight, height, sleep patterns, speech development, or motor skills, can create unnecessary stress and anxiety for both you and your child. Some babies take their first steps as early as 9 months, while others may not walk until they're well past their first birthday. Some start talking in full sentences early, while others take longer to form their first words. Similarly, sleep habits can vary greatly. Some infants sleep through the night by 6 months, while others may take well over a year to establish a consistent sleep schedule. Instead of focusing on comparisons, embrace your child's unique timeline and celebrate their individual achievements no matter how small. Every baby has their own strengths and areas of growth, and pushing them to fit into a certain standard can create unnecessary pressure. If you ever find yourself worrying about their development rather than comparing them to other children, consult a pediatrician who can provide guidance based on medical expertise rather than outside expectations. The most important thing is to support and encourage your baby, ensuring they feel safe, loved, and confident as they navigate their own developmental journey.